Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas! I know it's mid-October, okay? The Govee Christmas string lights 2 are a minor iterative upgrade over the originals, but one that you might want to consider for a couple of reasons. Firstly, they now support Matter. Hey! And 2, they now also support people who are really bad at putting up lights by letting the software map out the layout and still be able to show some awesome animations. And thirdly, you can get them in a lot longer strings. I'm James Bruce, you're watching matteralpha.com, home of all things Matter, and these are the Govee Christmas String Lights 2, available from $99 for 66 foot of LED strings with 200 LEDs. You'll also find a 99 foot, 164 foot and 328 foot model with green or white/translucent cable. The strings themselves are IP65 rated, though on the shorter lengths the control box is not, so that will need to be placed in the loft or inside, even if you do mount them outdoors. But on the 328 foot length, the control box is IP65 waterproof too, so that can also go outside. Now these are not expandable in any way, like say the permanent outdoor lights are. You can't connect 2 strips together or buy an expansion pack, so be sure to purchase your required length from the start. So I don't think we need to delve into the design too much. They're string lights. These are white or the clear model with PVC coated flexible string and inline LEDs. You know what string lights are, so let's talk about what features are offered and what's changed from the original Govee Christmas string light. So one big upgrade is the ability to recognize custom shapes and automatically map the layout. That means that even if some complete numpty has put the lights up in some weird haphazard way like this, it still works in the sense that the app will recognize where each individual pixel is and then map most of the built-in scenes onto your shape, so it still looks cool. It also means that you can draw on them to create custom designs, though personally I found that a little bit unsatisfying compared to the built-in scenes. This is of course a ridiculous way to mount the lights, and they do look a lot better when coiled around the tree. In fact, the shape mapping has a special mode for wrapped around a Christmas tree versus other designs, so it has some special training on how to treat it when coiled around a tree, and that will give the best effect. Now I feel like the utility of this shape mapping is somewhat diminished because not all of the scenes support a mapped display, only those marked with an M in the scene icon list. About half, I would say, are designed to go along the string from pixel to pixel, which makes sense when they are coiled around the tree, but obviously not like this. So let's go ahead and swap over to a more traditional layout with the magic of editing. So included in the app are 130 preset scene modes. There is only one other comparable product on the market that offers a similar number of scenes and customizations as this, and that's the Twinkly smart lights, which are very much designed for a Christmas tree and a Christmas tree alone. The app even shows previews of how the scene will look when mounted on a Christmas tree. Those are slightly more expensive though. What the Govee system has over that is Matter support, so you'll be able to add these to your smart home system the same as any other current generation Govee product. You can control it from Siri or your quick smartphone control center bits. But as ever, with Matter, you don't get scene control. You only get on-off brightness and single colors. So while they will remember the last scene that you used, if you just power it off from within Matter, any attempt to change the colors will override your chosen scene, and then you'll have to open the Govee app again to reselect it. That is, as ever, a limitation of the Matter protocol rather than Govee's implementation of it. While it's certainly useful to have the ability to turn on and off your lights from bed, I suspect you won't have these up year round, so for most of the year, unless you delete the fixture and then re-add it next Christmas, you'll have an offline device in your hallway. Perhaps a special Christmas device category would be best, then you can hide that from your favorites, but still leave it ready to activate again next year. So one other thing that Govee Home has added now is an AI chatbot for scene generation. I mean, you've got to have a chatbot nowadays, right? You can ask it to come up with scenes entirely on its own and it will apply them, and then you can save them if you like it. I'd like a space galaxy scene with hues of pink, blue and purple, with the occasional flashing white light of some stars.
I recommend a mesmerizing cosmic lighting effect that swirls pink, blue, and purple hues with twinkling white stars,
I mean, I said
transporting
that,
you
but
to a
okay.
breathtaking galactic wonderland. Would you like me to apply the recommended scene for you? I'm sure you'll like it.
So what do I press? Good, good, good.
Okay, the recommended solution has been generated. Like it? Tap to save the DIY.
Not really. It's not really pink and blue, nor are there any flashing white stars. I mean, good try though. You understood what I wanted, you just didn't implement it. Although it generally stuck to the colours pretty well, I find it's not very good with dynamic effects, so things like a twinkling white light. Although the chatbot understood exactly what I wanted, that didn't transfer into the scene that it's made. The last incredible feature I wanted to point out is that the lights are DreamView compatible. Now, DreamView is Govee's system of syncing up all different lights and controlling them simultaneously in time to music, or reflecting what's on your monitor or TV for immersive gaming, for instance. So I actually connected these to the new Govee AI sync box, which takes an HDMI input and analyzes the signal so you can see them sync in real time to screen content, as well as getting AI effects in supported games such as Call of Duty. Along with all these other Govee lights, it's really impressive. On a Christmas tree, it's probably more useful to music syncing, perhaps, at Christmas parties, that sort of thing. But I'll also note that the original Christmas string lights did this too. So that's not a new feature, but it is an immensely cool one nonetheless. Now, I'm a big fan of the original string lights, so I felt I had to test the LED modules side by side. They are actually different modules. And obviously, I don't know if this was a manufacturing issue. I wouldn't think it was. But unfortunately, compared to the original Christmas string lights one, I would actually say the colours are ever so slightly dimmer. And moreover, the cool white is not in fact cool white at all. It's definitely got a quite yellow tinge to it. In this video, you can see the original string lights on the left and the new string lights 2 on the right. So that's a completely fair comparison there. They're showing the same scenes and with the exact same white set. So it's fair to say that I preferred the output of the string lights one in all the tests that I did, from colours through whites through general brightness. Now, ultimately, I think I'm nitpicking there. It's not a huge difference. It's only because I have these two sets side by side. In practice, when it's on the tree, I don't notice, it still looks stunning. And of course, these older sets don't have any form of shape mapping. So you don't get nearly as cool selection of scenes that can sort of adapt to your tree. The other big upgrade is that the different string lengths are available. While the original was limited to 33 feet and 66 feet, the new ones start at 66 feet and go up to 328 feet, which is enough for a Christmas tree of Trafalgar Square proportions. So should you buy the Govee Christmas tree lights too? Govee has really cornered the market for all types of smart interactive lighting fixtures, and my advice around the string lights too is very similar to the originals, with a few key differences. The app is complex, perhaps too complex for a Christmas tree. It's the same interface they use for all of the Govee lights, which is brilliant if you're familiar with it already. But if you've just bought this and this alone for your Christmas tree, you are absolutely going to feel overwhelmed by the sheer complexity. On the other hand, for those of you who are already invested in Govee lighting elsewhere, perhaps in your gaming room, if you're building a comprehensive connected system for your holidays with the net lights and the icicles and what have you to make one big cohesive display, these are your best option. The matter compatibility is nice to have, but it's not a killer feature. And the shape mapping I would struggle to call a killer feature either. It's impressive and it does allow for some cool scenes, but personally I don't think it justifies upgrading from the originals just for that alone. So ultimately, if you don't yet have some interactive Christmas lights, but you are in the market for some and you are otherwise a fan of Govee, then absolutely grab these ones. There's no cost benefit to buying the originals now at the time of recording, so if you are in the market, then go ahead, grab these. They are more expensive than your average fairy lights, obviously, but less expensive than competitors with similar features. The matter control is useful, the shape mapping is neat, and if you have other Govee lights, they integrate beautifully, especially for music reactive party modes. So I'm James Bruce, you've been watching matteralpha.com reviews. Do hit like if you found this useful and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, suggestions or feedback. I always love to read those, and I'll respond where I can. Until next time.